Hosta mefta cinco basta. Hosta mefta juvrek. Rishi labir groove snores la gelkor. Rishi labir usa snor vrek. Hosta mefta cinco basta. Hosta mefta juvrek. Rishi labir groove snores la gelkor. Rishi labir usa snor vrek. Hosta mefta cinco basta. Hosta mefta juvrek. Rishi labir groove snores la gelkor. Rishi labir usa snor vrek.
Yazor, why yazor, go, if not.
Pușticane uno, zipa blufător poși de vei. Zoom. music roge di play. Zika kumba jumba noro, kumba jumba hero, kumba jumba opposite way.
Yeah. Hero.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far too gray, Mystic Starport is at the epicenter of the shocking changes that have affected everywhere, from the furthest point in the Outer Rim to the deep core itself. Hi everyone and welcome to Mystic Starport. My name is Philip, and I am the living force for this forever changed game. And joining me are several of our wonderful players. Say Bright Suns, players!
Bright Suns
players.
And the nice thing is, the suns are still bright.
Huh?
But, as we did learn last week, there's a weird vibe when, like, you go to where there should be a red dwarf star, and it's just also kind of dim gray out. It's crazy. So, let's get into it, which means, first off, just gonna open up a little, door number 16. Lucky number, I guess I should have said sweet 16. That's the much more common phrase from basketball and dances. Cool. Another Arctic fox. There you go.
Woo. Nice.
First roll's a 15.
Funny.
We'll call it a fine.
I would say that, like, this set is by far the one you seem to be least enthusiastic about. But it, in my opinion, is one of the best looking sets you've been getting.
It's great.
From any of these.
I will say it is they always do, like, because I have it just because I bought all of them. So they always do a winter one. I get it. There's like, it'll be winter or like Christmas themed or something. I am always here for something that's either sci-fi or fantasy, or of course they always do a horror one as well, and that one's really in my heart. But I'm not unhappy with this. And again, everyone has liked, what's the best one to show? Everyone has really liked the I gotta do that D6, it's way bigger. Everyone likes the polar bear.
Yeah, the polar bear's adorable.
Yeah.
Giant
Polar bear's cool.
The fox is cute too.
Yeah, the fox, but the fox is crazy like a fox. And then there's also these like North Star ones where it's like a, you know, like a Polaris or whatever. So that's cool too. In any case, these dice have nothing to do with our Star Wars game, and here in black and white, you can't even see them because well, although
one still works.
If you were a cinematographer, you would say that you see them better, because I know a lot of cinematographers who shoot digital turn, especially people doing focus, like the people pulling focus, they actually turn the color off because they're like, you're going to screw with that in post anyway, whatever. Because you can, especially for focus, you can, if you remove color, you can see the minute changes in it more sort of sharply, because you're not getting lost in tone.
In addition to trying to avoid an NC-17 rating, in Kill Bill, the reason the scene like cuts to black and white was another reason was you can see the action better and clearer. Yeah. As well as avoiding an NC-17 rating.
And that is why the action
I did not know that.
Yeah. That is why the action here in our Star Wars universe is so much clearer now that the color has been drained. So, though Mystic Starport tends to be a standalone kind of game, I will do a bit of a recap of what transpired last time, when on this kind of ongoing quest to investigate a hyperspace beacon that Dash sort of had word of. Zex and some of the and Bug, and was Zazz there for that part, or Nulsha was there? No. Point is, they found this hyperspace beacon, but it was so ancient, and they suspected it led to a planet that might be undiscovered. It was so ancient that they needed the help of one Vigath, the greatest slicer they know in Arcona. Vigath was finally available. He had a long period of absence where it seemed like he was stuck. He claimed that he was stuck with some huts. Dash did inform Bug, who was kind of worried that it wasn't huts, it was a bunch of Kowakian monkey lizards who were in the shape of a hut. And the less said about it, the better. In any case, Vigath, sobering up from his bender, they went aboard the beautiful ship Outrider. He used his slicing wizardry, and as soon as he hit, what was the command he did? He pushed to collate. He hit a button that says push to collate some data. And as soon as he did that, everybody lost sight of color. At first, they figured, oh, well, this must be some local thing that just happened. That some burst just went out and, messed with our vision, even though the droids were similarly affected. But then, the emergency alert started going off. It was happening all across Mystic Starport. No. All across the planet of Westrena. No. All throughout the sector. No. Throughout the whole galaxy. The Empire has already blamed what has transpired on the rebels. This is a strange rebel terrorist attack. They've tried to drain the color from our world. Although, if you ask Sabine Wren, she would be like, the Imperials were draining the color. Of course, now her graffiti's gonna look less cool, so it's a shame for her. In any case, figuring that perhaps what they did was the cause of what just happened, the team took a quick journey to a planet called Obscura, a planet that they soon arrived at and learned was a mist-level planet. It is a single planet in an obscure little system next to a red dwarf. It's not on any maps. There's not a good path to it. No one had ever ventured to it before, but you now have a stable. Literally, the Outrider in the Outrider's Navi computers and in that beacon is the only path to this thing that you guys know that exists. There's a hyperspace lane that goes right to it. This mist-level planet is wreathed in a strange, heavy gas that that doesn't rise above a certain level. So basically, you might see some land masses above that, some mountains and things poking out, but what is below it, with scans you can get a good sense of it, but it can kind of mess with scanners. But much of the planet is right at mist level, so you're just walking and there's just this kind of like a half foot of mist everywhere, and it's kind of creepy. But you could just take a step into a chasm that you can't see. That's the mist is going to be the exact same level throughout the planet. Very strange. They also weren't sure if the mist was sort of hazardous, so our team sent down a probe. The Outrider had one probe. Nolshe was piloting it. Zex might have gotten freaked out by something he saw on it. It might have all been Zex's fault when he rolled a fumble. I don't want to talk about faults. Point is, somebody bumped into Nolshe somehow, and she crashed the probe on the planet. So, and then the group saw a moment before the feed cut of perhaps a hand grabbing it. Dash said, "We're getting out of here." They headed back to Mystic, presumably to sort of discuss various things. Then we saw some cutaways at the end that have no bearing on any of you. Suffice it to say, if any Dark Lords of the Sith who have a cool breathing apparatus were to ignite their lightsabers in the presence of any emperors of the Empire, it would be red and it would be dramatic. So if we saw that, it would just be a thing. I don't know how I'm ever going to do that on stream, by the way, if we ever get to the point that there's lightsabers. I don't know how I'll show that a lightsaber has color. It's complicated. That's my problem. Point being, there's a lot going on, and as the Outrider has returns to Mystic Starport, this has affected many people beyond just those who are present for this mission. So, with all of that in mind, we are going to sort of return to Mystic Starport now, if you're all ready. But however, if anyone has any questions, I understand that especially for Zazz and Shay, you were not present for this, so you may have questions. Honestly, Zex, you may still have questions.
No.
Cool. It is what it is. So, with all that,
do the little Jawa eyes still glow?
They glow, just not yellow.
Oh man,
That makes them creepier.
And
you just look like the cover for The Thing now. So
yeah, just talk to KJ about it, because she, her life was ruined is how she phrased it to me, because when we did the noir game, the cartoon she came up with was not in color, and she was sad the whole time. So you guys are getting a little taste of that. Yes, Pierce.
Right before we went live on the stream, you said that like Jizz and Jats are still in the universe.
Mm-hmm.
What about have we lost Tatooine blues?
Oh, that's a feeling. It's not and you can all still remember color if you close your eyes for now. But yeah. So with all that in mind, we'll begin today's game as we tilt down from stars on and the camera arcs around, and we see that the Outrider flies down to the planet of Westrena, those coasts. This is surprisingly, this one is actually going to be taking place sort of more directly after the last one, as Bug and Zex look down and see that the planet is now completely desaturated as you're approaching. Nolshay is being sort of very quiet and introspective. Vigath has finally gone to sleep. Dash is just sort of shaking his head and saying, yeah, this looks like the situation. All right, Lebo, take us down. And as the sort of ship enters atmosphere and then goes to its usual parking space, we will sort of wipe to find Zex and Bug and Dash disembarking. Nolshay is heading to her apartments to sort of just think about a locket she has and her feelings. Vigath is probably still asleep on the Outrider, but Lebo will have him will get him home at some point. But as you guys walk off with Dash, Dash says, "Should we hit up Haldir, see if anybody's there?"
I could use a drink.
Yeah, it's going to take some getting used to. I think a drink would help.
Yeah, me too. A drink will always help, honestly. So, as you guys head that way, we will cut to Haldir's, where Shay and Zazz, you have both come, and though the power converters are on stage, and though they are playing, and you hear several of the brash young Corellians in the room kind of going hey, I don't know about this new aesthetic, but something about it doesn't feel all wrong, you know? Yeah, you look classic. Yeah, cool. So anyway, so they're kind of adjusting to it, and Haldir is dancing on the bar, saying, I look great in this light. I'm the main character. And Kyle's like, you do look great. But should we this is kind of a big deal, or maybe a little more? He's like, no, don't be worried, just be happy. He's like, all right. So as Haldir's dancing, the band is playing. For the most part, the clientele seem confused. The various bartenders are, they certainly seem a little kind of off. None of the bartenders are dancing right now. They are currently just kind of trying to deal with drinks and kind of, there's an energy in here. But Shay, you and Zazz, you guys don't have to necessarily have entered here together, but I don't know that you've ever even worked a mission together, in fact. But basically, several hours ago, you either woke up or witnessed color draining from the world around you. In particular, though, I'm going to hold this up and you'll see it, your beautiful swoop bike is no longer this shade. It's the shade that you see on Twitch right now, just the gray. So yeah.
Gray.
No.
and Zazz, your precious paint jobs on any of your droids. The detailing is still the same, but it lacks the saturation. How are you doing? What might you be doing at this time?
I'm not doing well. I am a Twi'lek. We thrive on colorful, and so I am going to be walking in just kind of out of it, not paying attention to the fact that anyone else is not seeing color, but only myself is not seeing color. And so I'm just going to be really kind of confused and stumble over to the bar.
I'll be looking through a data pad to try to figure out what the heck is going on and yelling at Trog about it.
Okay. Your droid is as you sort of yell at your droid, the only response you get is Utini.
Wait, can I understand him?
Do you speak Jawa? Is that one of your languages?
Oh shit.
It is not.
So yes, Zazz is actually capable of communicating via some translators, but at present, Zazz, what you see is there is a kind of like a lot of people are in a weird vibe. You can go grab a drink. Tell you what, roll a d. How many of these people are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Roll a d4 if you have one handy, and if not, actually wait, just roll a d100. We'll just divide by Shay. Roll a d100.
Oh, me.
Let's see
yes.
which.
Sorry.
Let's see which of our bartenders you go up to.
I rolled 45.
45. So you are talking to Bathri. She is the intense one, also a Twi'lek. But she is currently like what do you ask for to drink?
I'm actually gonna ask her, be like, hey, what could I take that makes me not see color?
What? No. None of us can see color. Like, that's the whole point. It is disappeared from everyone's eyes.
Wait, none of you can see color?
Have you not been seeing the alerts on the HoloNet?
I was asleep, honestly. I have no idea what was going on, but I'm so glad to learn that. I will take whatever is cheap.
Of course. On the house. She'll give that to you. She'll say, yeah, Bathri will say the Imperials are saying that it is as you know, some kind of a rebel attack. They've done something to some subspace frequency that has altered light waves or something. It's all I'm sure that is not the case, but perhaps the Imperials did this themselves in a experiment or something.
I mean, it's kind of a trip. It's not that bad. It's just, as long as we get to go back eventually, because I cannot do this as a Twi'lek. I can't.
This must be temporary. I think you're right.
Okay,
Otherwise, I forgot. Bathri's the intense one. She'll be like, because otherwise, how would I bury?
All right, you do you.
As you're sort of walking around, you notice that most of the tables, everyone's being sort of insular, but there is this one Jawa with this giant robot. Who did you give him the chest piece? No, okay.
No, but he last time he was wearing a tank top that got destroyed.
Oh, that's right. It got burned off of him. So basically,
I don't know if he's still doing that thing.
Which thing?
His family.
Oh yeah, when he says Utini, what he's really saying is Utini.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. But so there's this very large droid, and the Jawa is just like looking through data pads very frantically. Zazz, any other sort of anything else you're up to, or do you just want me to get to the part where Dash and everybody walk in?
No, I'll send Tord to the bar to get us some drinks, because he's not helpful at all for figuring out why there's no color on Nolshe's tab, of course.
Of course.
Utini. And goes. And you do hear in the distance as he starts talking to the Twi'lek bartenders, Utini. She's like, what's that, boy? 4 drinks? Okay. Utini. Oh, put it on Nolshe's tab? Okay. Utini.
Whoa, who are you? Who are you? Why are you putting things on her tab?
Are you asking the droid?
Yeah.
The droid leans forward and goes, Utini. And I want you to make a psychology roll on this droid. I know that makes no sense. I guess no, you could use computers. He's a droid. That's fine.
Neither of those are very great. Oh, hello. All right. Mild success. But wait, but shouldn't I still not understand?
You don't. This is more about the vibe. He seems to be speaking very familiarly, almost like familially, as if he considers Nolshe like he wants to crack open some space Coronas with Nolshe.
Like, listen, bud, I don't know you, but I know Nolshe, and I'm pretty sure she does not want you putting stuff on her tab.
Utini. And he pats you on the shoulder, because apparently if you know Nolshe, you two are Utini. Which is not the Jawa word for family, but is the only word that Tor can say.
Yeah.
Okay, Groot. You know what? Do you have a companion with you, or are you by yourself?
Tor collects a tray of drinks, and
I just want 2 hours of you asking questions and only getting a one-word answer.
and Torg is sort of bringing over a tray of drinks, puts like a hand, not pushing you or anything, but like pats you on the shoulder and sort of like turns you and starts walking over to that Jawa who is sitting alone and is Utini, and then comes and says,
Listen here, Womp Rat. You don't put anything on my friend's tab.
Utini?
I'll just start yelling at her in Jawa and acting very.
Honestly, so you start doing that, and in response, Torg starts translating for you. So you're shouting in Jawa trade language, and Torg is like, Utini, Utini, Utini,
Even
Utini.
You know what? Just take the drinks. Take the drinks. I'm gonna go get another one.
At this point, however, you notice the. Yeah, go ahead.
Torg,
Zazz.
hand her one of the extras that we have.
Utini. Utini. At that point, the doors sort of opens up, and 3 figures walk in. 2 humans, 1 Yuzum. And you, both Shay and Zazz, you recognize people you've been on multiple adventures with.
Yo, guys, this dude over here is putting stuff on Noshe's tab. What is up with that?
Who's that?
You know him?
Yeah. The coolest Jawa in the galaxy.
We've
Can I fist bump Zazz?
It's pretty excellent droid expert that we've done several jobs with.
Noshe's droid. Did he pre-program that?
No, that was
Of course
she
I
purchased
did.
that.
That's a. Oh, and suddenly that's from a vocoder.
Oh.
He could speak basic this whole time.
In addition, as
He has a
you're
helmet.
as you're saying that, Dash walks over and goes, Zazz. He like picks up one of the drinks. Zazz, what did we say about ordering drinks on Nolshe's tab?
Minimum of 10 at a time.
Well, maybe if you guys said that. I just said it's top shelf only. What is this?
Torg ordered.
Utini. Yeah, you too, buddy. All right. Are you guys okay? I know this is a big shock.
God, these drinks look depressing.
Yeah, Shay,
Trying to figure out what happened. Looks like it's everywhere.
As far as I think any of us have managed to determine, we pushed a button, and now there's no color. But it might be leading us to a planet that we are the only ones who have a charted course to.
When you say it like that, it sounds kind of weird.
I missed one job and you guys break the universe?
I mean, the other time you missed, we
Basically.
blew up a Imperial space station as well. So you miss a lot, Zazz.
I feel like
Well,
I
we
did
blew
a
up
lot
one last.
too.
We blew up one.
You think you're
Yeah,
the
you and
most
I
interesting
were one,
ones
yes.
going on your benders. We're the ones doing the crazy stuff.
Like breaking everything.
But as far as I can, my working theory right now is that since we were dealing with a beacon, like an old hyperspace beacon, before we had the lanes chart and everything like that, from thousands of years ago, that there must be some sort of network we activated that is somehow filtering out a spectrum of light. That's my working theory right now. I don't really have any evidence to back that up, but
For the whole galaxy?
Yeah,
As
you're
far as
wondering
we
where the
can
color
determine.
went. It was us.
yeah,
It
because
was us.
all of our droids have sort of determined that a spectrum of light is just missing now, which is how we would perceive the colors. So the colors are still there, but we're just not seeing them because of the light.
What are the odds that it wasn't because we pushed that button? What are the odds it just happened to happen then?
I mean,
Just a
it's
big
possible,
coincidence.
but it's just, coincidence. I mean, that's the thing about coincidence; they just happen sometimes. But like,
Yeah.
I don't know. In my experience, there's no such thing as coincidences.
Tor comes back over, puts down a tray of more drinks. Utini, Dash picks up a glass and goes, "Oh my god, blue milk is just milk now."
It's even worse than milk.
Does it taste the same?
I think so, but I'm honestly not sure now that you ask.
Give me that. Hold on.
I'm sure it doesn't because, like, I'm sure some of our perception is changed. We eat with our eyes as well as our mouths.
Make a smell taste roll, Shay. That's under your. If you go to the physical talents, you go all the way down to sense.
Oh, it did not succeed. I rolled a 60.
It tastes normal, but also like what is taste anyway? You know.
What is taste, guys? I mean, come on, it's kind of our own perspective. It's like the little thing in your mouth telling you what it's supposed to be like. Nah, it's fine. It tastes fine.
Listen, as long as the drinks still get me drunk, even though they look way more depressing, we can make it through this, guys.
Oh yeah, I mean,
So you guys pushed a button.
well, I mean, that's a little bit of a simplification.
Also,
More like
let's be very just and like let's get this really straight here right now, because Bug and Zex, you guys can back me on this, and so can Nolshay if she ever pulls out of it. But we all agree, because it's the truth. VGAF pushed a button, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
VGAF did push a button.
I mean, VGAF did push to compile or collate, as I recall,
Something.
but that was
But we're all in
specifically
agreement.
because we pulled him out of a bender, slammed him in a chair, jammed a stim in him, and went, "Here, hack this," and then said, "Yeah, push that button."
But but the point is, the user.
We all on the same page.
But so yes,
It wasn't a
technically-
blaster point. We weren't forcing the guy. He chose to. That's all I'm saying.
We need a fall guy. VGAF.
I'm not. No one
Did
said
push
anything
the-
about Fall
Look,
Guy. All
I'm
saying.
going to tell you one thing. All I'm going to tell you all is seeing what VGAF has done, both presently and in the past, I don't really want to run afoul of him. I don't really think VGAF is the person to make the Fall Guy. if
Who
that's what
said
you're
run
looking for.
afoul? Who said Fall Guy? All I'm saying is let's just be very clear about who pushed what when everything
All our
happened.
stories are straight.
That's
right?
what I'm saying. Yeah,
Well, they're also
like-
sounds like they're going to be rooting up the rebels over this, so it's not like they're going to come asking us about it.
that's true.
Oh yeah.
There's
The
no way.
pirates
they're
already,
gonna-
We've,
yeah.
and I look at directly at Zazz why I say this, because we've never had any contact with the rebels nor done anything for them.
I don't think they have the technology to do anything like this.
That is true. Of course, I also didn't think the Empire had the technology to do anything like this. Then they blew up Alderaan, so. You know.
Yeah, we've definitely got some shit.
No, the
We got
rebels
some
did
stuff.
blow that up, so I mean, who knows?
So, you mean maybe I see what you're saying. You think the Imperials took out like red, yellow, and indigo, and the rebels that took the rest out in response?
No, that's not really what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying that both sides are basically been underestimated. That's all.
Can I do like a science check on what they're telling me, or a use computer?
Absolutely can do.
prepare?
Let's first. I like science because your general sciences is pretty high. Let's go ahead. I'm gonna give you one free bonus on this because you're getting so much info, and you can be checking stuff on the HoloNet. Just do a general sciences roll.
I'm gonna re-roll that.
Absolutely.
A 4.
A 4. Well, that's an extreme success for you, sir. I would say that with a 4, you don't get to click it if you re-roll. That's the new rules, by the way.
Ah,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh wait, no. Sorry, I take it back. Yes, you can for a re-roll. Not if you use force points. That's the
Oh,
rules.
really? We can't for a reroll? I thought we never.
We
if
ne- I-
used
I-
force
we-
points at all. We couldn't.
We had it had gone back and forth, and some people were, and I was
Oh,
talking
wow,
about
I
the
had-
changing of this. No, that's new. That is a new thing.
Okay.
I said it wrong. So yes, if you spend a force point to re-roll and still make it, you're fine. It's only if you spend force points to literally change it after the fact that it's not.
You mean luck?
I do mean luck, and I do apologize. What I mean is luck. 100%. I mean nothing but luck. Speaking again, disregard all things said previously on the subject. If you alter a roll after the fact or before the fact using force points, you can still click the box. But if you use your luck to lower the roll after the fact, you cannot click the box in that case. Great.
Understood.
So.
What'd
you roll? Oh, yeah, you rolled really well. Right, gotcha. 4.
Remember when you used to roll like -10?
Yeah.
That was the best.
Those were the days. Zazz.
Subtracted D20.
What Bug is saying seems to be sort of... You have no idea how activating a thing like that would do it. Perhaps some subspace network of hidden ancient, ancient things could have put out some strange pulse that is changing the nature of the light everywhere. That would have to be a huge network for how widespread this seems to be. But it's not. It's plausible. Let's say it's not probable, but it's scientifically plausible that something like that could happen. As far as what is actually happening to the light, is this light simply being suppressed somehow on the spectrum? Because radio waves are still working. It seems to literally just be this sort of visual spectrum, and it does seem, from what you can tell, to affect what the visual light spectras were for all beings. Like people who use infrared are having trouble as well with this. Like they can still see some shape of infrared, but like the nuance difference in infrared, colorations are gone. That line of light spectrum. But with an extreme success, your overwhelming feeling is that this does defy basic science. This does defy basic understanding of optics, light, everything that sort of would go into this. This doesn't make any sense. What Bug is saying could be a plausible explanation for the mechanics of what happened, but as far as what actually went down, with an extreme, I don't know if Zazz is a person who believes in any kind of spiritual stuff, or if there's some sort of Jawa superstitions out there, but you don't have a good scientific grasp on how this happened.
Well, I'm stumped. Suck the data pad aside.
Yeah, I mean, even if I'm right, I don't know to what end. I don't know why you would do this. It's disorienting. Certainly, it's disruptive, but I don't see how it would be any sort of tactical gain for anyone.
Can everybody roll a culture? Oh my god, let's just go so far down the rabbit hole in the wrong direction. I love this. All of you give me a culture roll.
My rolls are absolutely horrible.
Fail. Zex, how'd we do?
35.
What is that for you?
That is I forgot what the terminology is.
Which color is it under?
Blue.
Oh wait, you guys can't have colors on your character sheets anymore. I forgot. Which shade of gray is it under? No, just kidding. Okay. Okay, cool. So yeah, that's a hard success. Bug, how'd you do?
Okay, hard success.
Which is extreme borderline vital.
Okay.
I think I have a 77 in culture, so I don't think it's a vital.
It is not a vital. You would need an 80 in culture for it to be a vital. So both Zex and Bug, Zazz was talking about this. A thought does pass into both of your minds. Old-fashioned hollow shows often were in grayscale. Like old-timey hollow movies and old-timey hollow serials, to save on the compression of it, they wouldn't always put everything in full color. So maybe if this is an ancient network that did it. I don't know. There's a part of you that's like, you know what though? The old-fashioned holodramas, they are in black and white.
You know what? This kind of reminds me of those old-fashioned TV shows, you know, Bug? Just...
Oh, well, yeah. Yeah, the classics. But I always assumed that was just the limitations of the capture medium of the time, not that everything was, in fact, in grayscale in the past.
But doesn't
Wait,
it make
I
you
thought it was
feel
all
like
in
you're...
grayscale.
Well, I
There's
mean,
color in the past?
oh, no. Yeah, I assume that, Shay, that in reality, they experienced colors in the past, but our records of it are in grayscale.
They didn't teach me that in school.
What school did you go to?
I don't know. It was some school on this planet. Everybody wore uniforms, and like your parents had to pay for you to be there.
Oh, I know that one.
That
That
was boring.
surprised me. Oh, Criff. Like, oh no.
What's wrong?
I just realized. Do you understand that so much of my like pricing is based off of the color of command gear on the clone troopers armor and helmets? Like everything is base level price now. This is a disaster. This is an absolute disaster. We need to fix this immediately. Dash, we need to go back to Obscura.
But you have a good nose, right?
Yeah.
So just tell them you can smell the different pigments in the paint, and that you're sure which one's which.
You understand? Like, that's not going to cut it with a lot of the buyers.
Yeah.
What if I make like a device that just like beeps and stuff, and you can like say it scans the colors?
Yeah, you got 2 mouse droids.
Yeah, I mean, we can try a lot of gimmicks, but I'm telling you that like
Maybe
the
if the droids couldn't detect it.
who are after Clone War era stuff, they're like
fanatical.
They're real clone files. You know what I mean? Like they're
Clone files.
they're really like they all think they're experts, even though none of them have stepped on the sands of Genosha like I have. You know. But they all think they know more than me, so it's not going to be an easy sale. Man,
So
I
we
just got that Commander Cody helmet. Gee, I'm gonna buy the maker. This is the worst.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know how to go about starting to fix all of this.
I mean, as crazy as it sounds, and I should point out, it sounds crazy. The idea
crazy
that
times.
we activated an ancient, mysterious beacon.
So we here.
The idea that VGAF activated an ancient, mysterious beacon.
Under Zex's orders, specifically.
Under my orders?
Well,
No, Zex's, not Zazz's.
whoa. Don't get me into this. VGAF did this on his own.
So it was the
Regardless,
Empire.
When someone activated this beacon, all the color went away and makes us look like we're in an old-fashioned hollow. An ancient
Freddie
beacon
Mercury's.
is making us look like we're in an old-fashioned hollow. I'm just going to say something that's insane now because I'm not a science guy. He looks at Shay. Is she right? Was there no color in the past? Have we just reset to an olden time? Like, I'm not even... Like, is she right?
Of course there was color in the past.
You think we invented color?
No.
But like, how do we know that there's color in the past?
I mean, what if... I mean, how old do we... Well, I guess this thing's only a few thousand years old. But what if, I mean, God... Was it? I mean, I think this might predate the Great Hyperspace War if it's older than we think. What if that's what gave the color? That was the rise of the Jedi and everything, right?
I'm just
The
gonna.
Republic expanded so much.
I'm gonna reach for Dash's cup, just give it a sniff, see if he's drinking
exactly
anything
what I
really
did.
strong.
Dash. Like I don't often talk to you this way because you bring work and you're sort of the owner of the ship that flies around. But that is That is very dumb. That's a very dumb idea, and I
But
think it's wrong.
honestly, we don't have any records that tell us there was color.
We have
There's so
things.
many records.
We have things from thousands of years ago that have color. Do you think we just painted that color on? Do you
Yeah.
think that all of the historical items that exist, someone has painted color onto them?
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's what historians do, right? They go and they find older things and they paint them so that
No,
it
that
fits
is
in
not
that
what we do.
time.
That is
Bug,
not what
bug,
we do
bug,
at all.
bug. Hear me out for a moment. Imagine that at some point in the past, when various ancient hollows were being recorded, some pulse was going out like the one that's on us right now. If you recorded imagery then, there wouldn't be any color on it, right?
But there was
That would be-
descriptions of things in the past that have color.
True. I'm not saying they invented color at some point. I'm saying, what if at some point there wasn't?
Like how it is
What-
right now. Like someone did what we did.
What if
And
this
what
was
if-
active at some point? I mean, there were wars. There's centuries that don't have good records from, right?
What if we
Okay.
just go blow up the thing
Well,
that you
I
pushed?
It's not gonna work.
But what about what is color? Like, has anyone actually thought about that? What is color?
The spectrum of light
Yeah, it's how it's.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
and how it refracts.
Oh, yeah, they didn't teach me that in school either.
That's why you roll with us, Shay. That's why you roll with us. Well,
Although I now have found in what you're saying, you're very wrong, Dash, but you have triggered maybe an idea about why someone would do this. So many wars that have been fought are about cultural differences, often physical differences, right? And this might have been someone's misguided attempt to put everyone on the same level, make something. If we're all the same color, if we all experience the world in the same way, perhaps then we all unite. I highly doubt that, as I would still
You were still
tear the head off an Ewok
Yeah, well,
in
you're
a
still
second.
and you're still a giant.
And a lot of them are gray. So, you know.
And I'm still superior because I'm a Twi'lek.
sure.
I just
We all love Twi'leks.
if we just triggered some old code. If this is, like you said, some misguided attempt at something, or maybe it was a strategic thing, who knows why someone would have set this up. The point is,
Wouldn't there be a record somewhere of this?
that's what I'm saying. From those, I mean, they're you know, when the Republic was in shambles, there are centuries where we don't have good records, even if this lasted for 5 years.
Does the Empire have?
The
I mean,
Empire's been destroying all the records.
the best.
But they have them.
But the best hope we would have of anything would probably be in somewhere in Coruscant. That would be the best place I could think of. But besides, you know, some forgotten monastery somewhere that no one has touched.
I
I
don't
don't
think
know
any
that
of
we
us
can just go
know.
looking around.
about that
Except
planet?
maybe if there's one on this planet Obscura we
There's
just
one
found.
on our mist planet, exactly.
But maybe Dash, Zazz. Maybe we should go get some sweets
Say
that will
sweets.
rot our teeth.
Oh. Yeah, I guess we could do that.
They might have some way to import some sweets from Coruscant.
I think they're speaking in code, Jay.
I think those sweets
Are you sure? Because I'd be okay with going and get candy right now.
I think those
They actually
sweets
do have
aren't-
pretty good
aren't
shakes.
Really a very high priority for them.
Some gray shakes.
No, it'd just be interesting to hear their perspective on
Yeah, I suppose.
how their candy shop is doing now that there's no color to differentiate the different flavors.
I suppose that's true, but we have to be careful if we go over there, because last time we got mixed up with them, somebody blew up the Imperial garrison.
That
Oh,
was fun.
Yeah, all right. Zex, stay here.
What?
Yeah, you're really not going to be welcome at the candy shop, Zex.
Oh,
He
so
kind of gives you a
imperial.
look of like,
It's a dress code thing.
I'm gonna buy you a. I'm gonna. Hey, Haldir, let's get a. What do you like? Corellian ale.
Sure.
Rhodian whiskey. What's your favorite?
Give me that Corellian ale, and don't take too long.
Give me the top
I
shelf.
don't like
one
being
of the-
left out.
All the colors gone. Might as well do it. And he, Haldir's like, you got it. It's expensive. I'm making money. I'm a business guy. And he does a backflip and grabs it, and he brings over a. It's like probably like a 400 credit bottle, which he sets down for you. He says, "We'll be back soon."
Jay, you want to come?
I've been kind of bored lately, so I guess I'll join you guys. But are we getting paid?
To go to the candy shop right now and ask some questions? No.
Okay, I can get paid in candy.
I mean, Shay, literally existing is not worthy of being paid.
Dash will buy you a shake.
I need you to come to terms with this.
Fine. Okay, I'll go with you. But next time, let's have Null Shade because she makes this whole thing more fun.
All right.
Debatable. If you were with us the last time,
You're
you
welcome.
would feel differently.
You're
She
welcome
did not
to go
handle the
find
loss
her.
of color.
She's not doing great. So they walk out. So what I now need is either Shay, Bug, or Zazz nominate a representative from the three. Just one of you say you will roll for the group. Zazz,
Zazz.
please
Okay.
make a luck roll.
You
Zex,
roll.
please make a luck.
My rolls have been terrible.
My lucks are terrible. My luck is terrible, but
Wait, I got some good luck. Wait, what's your luck?
59.
Never mind, yours is better than mine.
Okie dokie.
And Zex, go ahead and make
That
a
would
luck
be
roll.
an 85.
Cool. Zex, can you do a luck roll?
Yep.
Basically, just make a normal success and we'll
22.
Yeah.
Hard success.
So, Zex, they leave. You have a big bottle here for you. I'm gonna do evens odds on this. Love this. Love this. All right, Zex, you're sort of, you've been left behind. It's a little weird why this happened. You're not sure what's going on. But a being walks up to your table. They're wearing a sort of a hood and a long sort of cloak.
Mm-hmm.
And sort of walks up to you and says, "Hello there.
Hey, how's it going?
Mind if I join you?"
Why not? Table's free.
Sort of sits down next to you. "How are you
Drink?
today, sir?"
Feeling pretty great.
Even with this sort of strange change that's come across the galaxy?
I mean, it's surprising. It's different. I'm about as calm as you seem to be.
Well, yes. You can tell he has like a beard. He's kind of a, not quite sure what his vibe is. Yes, I just try to let the galaxy pass over me as it will.
I like that. Go with the flow, right?
Who are your friends who just left?
You know, just some people I work with. Going to I don't know if I should stay where. I don't really get it.
I'm not trying to pry.
I'm going to be honest with you. Sitting down with a complete stranger, it seems like you're trying to pry a bit.
Well, not pry about that. You just strike me as an interesting person to be here.
I think I stick out like a sore thumb. Is it what I'm wearing?
Well,
How I'm sitting? What is it about me?
primarily that, yes. You do seem to be a bit more regal and well put together than most of the people in this. Now this is a kind of bar I've not seen in a long time. A long time.
Oh yeah. What are you doing here? What do you do around the galaxy? What's your
Well,
name, by the way?
You can call me Ben.
Ben.
Yes.
Cool name. Zex. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. He shakes her hand. Well, I sort of just popped over to the planet once. It seemed like an interesting place to maybe check in on what was going on, see what people's reactions are to the lack of color in the galaxy.
Tell me about how you're reacting. What do you think about all of this?
Well, I try to avoid attachments wherever possible, so I'm trying to not feel I was too attached to color, though I have to admit, on some level, it's going to take a big adjustment.
Listen, I never thought I would miss color as much as I do now, just having it all gone. But
Indeed.
you know what can we do?
Well, you can work on your bottle of Corellian ale, certainly. I just do wonder, what started it? Have you heard any theories?
We live in a strange and mysterious galaxy, you know? Could have been the Force.
Oh, are you familiar with the Force?
I've heard things.
Well, I used to know
Being
people who... Go ahead, please.
Oh, being an Imperial Senator, you're privy to a lot of different things.
Ah, I'm sure you are. So, do you think it
What were you about?
No, I was simply going to say I've known Force users at one time or another, but, well, are other people suspecting it's the Force? Have you heard anyone else say that?
Well, just a working theory of mine. It could be ancient technology, the Force, you know. Our galaxy's full of such mystical stuff.
I'm very intrigued by a theory of ancient technology as well. So far, all I'm hearing, it's either an Imperial or a rebel plot.
The propaganda does fly around a lot these days, doesn't it?
Indeed. Well, it's been wonderful talking to you, Zex. I hope that you don't miss color too badly.
Where are you off to, Ben?
Oh, I'll just be strolling around, taking in the sights. The very changed sights, now that the color's gone.
Well, you know where I'll be. If you stick around, I'm sure my friends will be back from wherever it was they're going.
Might be very interesting to speak to them. Well, he sort of...
I'll shake Ben's...
Shake your hand again. Yes. The Force. Strange theory indeed. And then he just moves past out of the thing. You hear him, there's somebody smoking a big, like a death stick. You hear him say, "You don't want to smoke that death stick. You shall go home and rethink your life." And he kind of heads out. Meanwhile, Wipe 2. Shay, Bug, and Zazz are walking up to a very, very chill-looking storefront that says Nermi's Den, and then largely power washed off, of tooth decay.
And Nermi. Forgot about the sign. He's an honest guy. Alright, let's go see how this is all shaken out. And I'll just open the door.
Okay. Understood. So, as you sort of walk in, the place seems pretty quiet. You hear a voice kind of calling, sorry, we kind of can't do a lot of stuff we currently have. We'll sell it to you, but I can't guarantee the flavor.
That's understandable, but...
Oh. You guys notice Patch is kind of back behind the counter, and she... Huh.
We had maybe some other questions.
Yeah, well... I don't have any answers.
No.
I have fewer answers now because I can't tell the what would a gobstopper equivalent be? I can't tell the asteroid fields apart anymore. She gestures to a bunch of and Shay, you see there is a human woman. She's pretty young. She has an eye patch that seems to be an interesting like value of gray, as if it might have been like a very like bold, bright color. In fact, all of her clothing used to be very brightly colored, so she seems particularly down at this moment.
I mean, if you'd like, I could test some of those asteroids out and tell you what flavor they are.
I mean, you're welcome to buy them, and then you'll know when you try them.
That's okay.
Although I tend to think a lot of the asteroid fields, like, they all just taste the same, and it kind of just, you think it tastes different because of which color it is.
They're all banana, every single one of them. My experience, anyway.
Banana flavor is good.
This is just how I talk, shit. That wasn't a judgment.
Wait, what would be the Star Wars equivalent of a banana?
A banana, I think.
A loaf banana. Just put loaf on the front of everything. So
yes.
As
a loaf nana.
but Patch is kind of saying, I don't have any answers though about bigger picture things.
Yeah. I sort of didn't think you would. I was just sort of maybe coming here. I sort of I don't know if we got into this last time I was here, but I'm a bit of a history focused person, and I was wondering if you had any connections to, like, did you have a franchise on Coruscant maybe that might be able to supply some more historical documents of the candy making in the past?
Dash kind of just like leans to the bar and just kind of like quietly says, "I'm sorry, I don't." And she's like, well, no. Honestly, talking to any other branches of candy distributors has been pretty hard for the past several weeks.
Understood.
A lot of people are really inspecting our candy shipments now,
Understood. Yeah, there was
because of
there was that loath listeria outbreak, so I understand.
Mm-hmm. Those
outposts that blew up.
Right. Dash is like, thank you, Zazz. Well
people,
stated.
I think weren't paid appropriately for, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
Probably still owed some things.
Patch just goes. Just doesn't seem to be out to the store. She still says kind of quietly, like, I don't know who did this, and I don't know why you care about historical documents right now, but now is not the time to be trying to get archive info.
I was just trying to find out if something like this had ever happened in the past, and it's hard to track down historical documents outside of the Empire's clutches.
Not everywhere.
Well,
there is somewhere that has a pretty good archive, historically speaking.
Fair.
They use it for, they just use it for their data collection. The corporate sector.
Oh.
Now, Shay, you recently visited the corporate sector. Bug, you did not. Zex, you went there as well, although you're not in the scene, so never mind. And Zazz, I'm not sure if Zazz was there. But Shay, you recently went to the corporate sector. At least I'm almost positive you did. Hold on. Did you meet the Merciless?
Yes.
Yeah. Then yeah. Shay, you were Shay and I'm not sure if I guess Zazz was not present for the Merciless. So basically, Shay, you were around. So you have recently been to the corporate sector. For whatever that's worth. You guys went to a planet called Abodreth.
Mm-hmm.
Corporate sector, huh? Connections there.
Dash kind of just goes like this.
I mean, we could always go back.
I don't.
Wait, go back.
We will.
Jay, you know something about the corporate sector?
We just did a job there recently. Me and Shay and Nolshay and Zex was along as well. Just a delivery by way of Takadana. Yeah.
Well, sounds easy enough to repeat that process.
Okay, well, I suppose we could go on a library run. If you really think you're going to find something about historical instances of this before. I mean...
I'm just trying to follow a course of action. I don't know what else to do.
Yeah.
Go back to that planet you went to.
Yeah.
Patch says what
awesome.
planet? Dash says don't worry about what planet.
Mm-mm.
Don't worry, it doesn't exist anymore. Shay, I can grab whatever you want.
Really?
Yeah.
And I wanted to pay you back?
No.
It's on Dash, right?
No, I'll pay for it.
Then I guess we could go to the corporate section. Sector. It wasn't... No, it was absolutely terrible. It was terrible.
Most corporations are.
Yeah, the problem is, there are a couple of archival worlds there that are kept pretty serious, and as my understanding is, even the Imperial purges of info, the corporate sector was allowed to keep that intel purely for archival purposes. It's locked up tight, but it's not going to be as bad as Coruscant.
All right.
What are the chances of Shay knowing anyone actually in the corporate section?
Luck roll. Let's see. Shay, you currently have... Okay, so, Shay, if before you make this roll, if you wanted to, I don't think you've spent any force points today, so we'll reset you to 5. You could spend some force points to get some extra stuff on this if you wanted. You could get a bonus on the roll. You can re-roll after the fact, but yeah.
I'm gonna spin so I can re-roll in case.
Okay.
They realize this whole time she's been avoiding her entire past. What is... Why?
What'd you roll?
Why is it like this today?
What'd you roll? Did you roll really high? If you rolled really high, it's gonna be awesome.
It was a 95 at first, and then I rolled again, and it was a 96.
Oh, a 96. Ooh, a 96 though? Dang. Because you technically have 53 luck, which means it's not a fumble. Because I want it to be a fumble so bad.
Still not great.
Oh no, it's gonna be really bad. I'll tell you what. I'll make you an evil deal. If you're willing for it to be a fumble, you can have all your force points back.
I'll take it.
That was a bad deal. All right, sweet. So, Shay, gonna have you make a couple rolls. Do you have a D20 handy?
Yeah.
Then roll a D20.
16.
16. Ha 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 ha. Now roll a D10.
Let me try to find all my dice.
I'm sorry.
Okay. 7.
Ha ha! Ha 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 ha! Now we're talking. Now roll a, if you have a D12, roll a D12.
Okay. I do. I have everything just kind of sitting right here.
I love it.
11.
Now we're talking. If you'd also roll any die, just anything. D20 if you have that handy, I guess.
Yes. I actually have 2 D20 just sitting on my desk. 10.
Perfect. A 10. Great. All right, Shay.
Mm-hmm.
You're thinking about people in the corporate sector. Good old corporate sector. Everybody loves that. I also give me one moment as I decide where in the corporate sector an archive might be just of the various planets there. Because like Cantonica is there, but I don't think Cantonica is where anyone would have built an archive. That's where Canto Bight is, for those who wonder why I'm talking. What about you? Are you anything? Yeah.
Searches.
That sounds good.
He's talking to his brain. He's connecting everything.
Yeah. That'll do nicely. There is a planet in the corporate sector. It is a corporate sector authority, which is like the main conglomeration of all the different corporations. Many of which do also war against each other, but also this. But in the corporate sector, there is a planet called Deltuine, because they were very creative with their planet naming. Deltuine is a...
Is it far too remote for a proper demonstration?
Deltuine is a planet that has several sort of corporate sector authority, bases and infrastructures. But your memory is now going back to the fact that there is on that planet an old contact of yours. Now, I'm going to have you roll dice one last time as I go to there's no way they'll have this species as name generators. But we'll try it anyway. I love creating characters on the fly like this. It's my favorite thing. Yes, roll a d10 for me.
Mm-hmm. Four.
It's a good one. And there's a Z in it. Tavil.
That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm going to also put this
We're the gang already.
I'm going to put this into Twitch chat as well, just so you guys can see. Tavil Zlelem. Zlelem. Say that several times.
Tavil Zlelem?
Zlelem.
Zlelem. Zlelem. You know, that makes me like swallow my tongue. Zlelem.
Tavil Zlelem.
I can't do it.
Tavil Zlelem is a person who you have met. We'll say that you consider her a friend. You consider her a good friend, a trusted friend. She is a Thelin. So the Thelins are very... one of Jabba's dancers in the extended edition was a Thelin. They sort of have like... They almost have like feathers, and she had like kind of like very brightly colored with spots and things. Also, there's a... in Clone Wars, there's a bounty hunter. I think her name is like Lats or Rats or something. She has like vine things she can shoot. And anyway, the Thelin, they're very... they have sort of like spotted skin, bright colored hair. Things of this nature. And horns. She is a slicer, but of a more scoundrel-like variety. And she did, in fact, kind of like one of the last times you saw her, you knew that she was taking a job for the corporate sector authority who wanted to use her services for some kind of, certain kinds of work. So she's like an operative of theirs under various contracts. But she lives on the planet of Deltuine. And she is someone you feel like you guys could go to. You trust her.
Okay. I'm going to inform the group. Guys, I do have a friend who is kind of in the corporate section. So if we go to her, she might be able to help us. And she's a splicer.
I want no part of this, Patch says. Oh. And just says, take the candy, you're fine.
Thank you.
Do you have any Malistar bars?
Yeah, they're in the blue pack. Third back from the thing there. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. I'll grab a few of those, and then I'll I don't know how much this costs. I'm gonna put 200 credits on the table.
Are you kidding? It's candy. This is
I'm gonna-
like 50 credits max. Are you kidding?
I'm gonna have Torg just scoop up as much as he can.
When she sees that, she goes, okay, fine, and she takes the 200 credits. I also
You could have paddled her. She's not selling right now.
I might also say that Tavil. I mean, she certainly does some slicing work. Tavil is more of a computer expert, or like a computer programmer. She's not exclusively. I mean, you would assume she could slice into anything, but she's more of a
Oh yeah, Shay doesn't know that.
Yeah. But she has done some, sort of more. She's running some crews. But Tavil is she's as far as you know, she's good. She's good beings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, all right. So I'm gonna say shall we discuss this outside of the sweet shop? Any of the particulars? And we make our way back to Haldir's, maybe.
Dash says, I think it's a great idea. Sorry,
right,
Dash.
As we're walking out. Well, I mean, a slicer in the corporate sector, that's useful information. Possibly. I mean, they could be. It's pretty interesting access point. But again, as you're saying, Dash, it's a real long shot.
I mean, the fact that we're not. I mean, unless the wars move from Abo Dreth to Deltuine, I just don't want to see them merciless again. I need
that. I can agree.
Let's go back to Zex.
No, we do not need him to come back.
I mean,
he's muted.
Yeah,
I know
what
he's saying.
Dash actually walks out, and Dash is kind of looking around, making sure Zex didn't follow them here, and he's like, I just want to get back to him Shay, I like to know where Zex is.
Mm-hmm.
And then you guys go back to Haldir's, and
on the way back,
yeah,
to point out the new swoop bike that I hadn't seen there parked before. Talk to Torg about a fresh target.
So there's okay.
Are
who are you talking about? Shay Swoop?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Can I hear him?
In Jawa.
You hear Zazz in Jawa pointing. Okay, here's what you see, Shay. In Jawa, you see Zazz pointing and animatedly speaking in the Jawa trade language at your swoop. And then you see Torg do this. Utini.
I will lean in as the and speak in the same language and just say, that's Shay's swoop, and I don't think you'll find pulling pranks on her as fun as Null Shay.
Wasn't a prank, but had some good parts in it.
Yeah, I wouldn't mess with Shay's swoop. I don't think that'll work out well.
I'll just look over at Shay.
Mm-hmm.
And stare at her for a few seconds, and then I say, "Fine."
She has less scruples than Null Shay does. But I'm still just speaking in Jawese. All right. I've done my due diligence on that. What happens now is out of.
Sounds about right. If you guys walk back in, I think you still find Zex there. He's enjoyed some of that fine ale. You guys have a bunch of candy. Well, I guess actually, in response to them talking about you, Torg will walk up to you, Shay, and just very clumsily unwrap a candy bar. And crush the candy bar, and then pull what's out of it, and sticky nougat and all sort of nuts, and they just and puts it into your hand. Utini.
Thank you.
Utini.
Walks in.
Okay.
Anyway, Zex is there.
Back in
Torg dumps a bunch of candy on the table.
You like Malastar bars, Zex?
Sure.
We kind of got at least one of everything, I think, in the store. So
you guys won't give me secrets. I guess I'll take some candy.
I mean, look, we also got the asteroids. Can't tell what flavor they are. They truly do all taste the same once the color's gone. I was not expecting that.
Oh my god, it's true. I've been lied to. My eyes have been lying to me.
But
No.
you guys have fun at the candy store?
We've had better visits.
Well,
I had fun. Mm-mm.
But we now have 2 paths before us, I think. We can return... actually, Zazz, how are you at piloting probe droids?
Building or piloting?
Piloting, operating.
That's...
I would say that for him, I would allow him to use some of his droid knowledge in order to pilot said droids. So the answer is freaking good.
If it's a droid, I got it.
Because one option is to head back to Obscura and try to probe it some more. And hopefully with more success find out what's down there. The other is to go to this corporate sector contact Shay has and see if we can maybe find some information about this happening in the past somewhere. Or maybe just some more information on Obscura, but I'm not sure how much we want to say that word to other people.
Yeah.
the corporate sector.
Yeah.
What are we going there for?
Not to see the Merciless.
Ever again.
I've already got their number. It's fine.
Right, you have their number.
I tried. Okay, I tried.
Listen, some things are meant to be.
I think heading there and looking into some archives, seeing if there's any precedence for this, it doesn't not make sense.
Seems like you guys have come back from the candy shop with a lot of revelations.
Not the candy shop. Shay has a connection in the corporate sector.
I think she's a friend. I mean, when I left, we got along pretty well, but it was a little while ago. But she'll help us, and she is a slicer. And if we're doing anything to fix the universe, she's probably going to be interested.
If it is on a code of that stuff, yeah. I mean, do you think... I'll ask you this, Shay, because there's advantages and disadvantages to both. Should you contact her ahead of time? Or should you just show up?
We should probably just show up.
Gotcha.
Everyone loves that.
Haven't seen you in 5 years. Just show up.
Hey, I'm on your doorstep. How's it going?
You got anything to eat?
Yeah.
You having a party? That's great. Come on in.
Great. Plenty of alcohol, plenty of food. Let's go.
Yeah. Just show up with a retinue.
Yeah, I brought all these people you don't know also.
Well,
They're great. They're also thieves, man.
I brought a
Don't worry about
Yuzum,
it.
I brought a Yuzum and a Jawa.
Making friends all over the galaxy.
I don't know. I think those both make sense. I guess we could theoretically head out to one of those now, or we could wait and regroup. But
Just
Well, we'd have to build another pro droid or acquire one, right? That one's gone and you only have
that's
the one.
not so hard, especially with kind of gestures to Zazz. I'm sure you could find simple pro units for
Is he gonna build one?
or you could maybe build one. Or kit bash one. Put a couple things together. Tori will
just-
we
say,
can do it.
Utini.
We really just need some sensors on a rocket, right? So
Oh, now what? Could do that.
I mean, not like a vehicle rocket, like a propulsion engine, not an explosive device.
Why not both? You never know what you're gonna
You know what?
find.
You're the droid expert. I guess I have to defer to you on this.
All right. Well, what? I guess there's 3 options ahead of here. What do people think? Should we sort of wait and figure stuff out? Should we try to head to Obscura again? Maybe get a better reading with a probe, or do we go knock on Shay's friend's door? This Tavil's Lelum.
Going to the library sounds like a bit of a snooze. I vote for the exploding droids.
Okay, 1 vote for Obscura.
This is gonna seem insane since I just, spent 2 hours going down this library route, but I actually think we should maybe visit Obscura first to gain a little more information, so we have a little bit of a... If we know something of the inhabitants, of something that just, maybe that's more to look for. More search terms.
Shay, Sex?
Listen,
I'd like to
I'll
know-
go wherever.
I'd like to know more about the planet. Let's go to Obscura.
All right. Fair enough. I guess Zazz, see what you can throw together. All right.
Before we leave,
Mhm.
like as everyone's like planning and walking out the door, I'll go pay Nullshade's tab.
You're not in the spirit
Buy
of
one.
this game.
When he goes to pay, Nullshade's
No, I did this after you guys walked away.
No,
I
I'm
know
saying-
what you two
I want
do.
to. I want to say in the interim, I bought more stuff.
I'm sure it's
Nullshade's
outrageous.
Yeah, while you guys were gone.
Outrageous.
So,
Ben Kenobi's got expensive taste.
He does. He's a
I
smart
heard
guy.
I was supposed to put all my drinks on the tab of someone named Noel Shay. If that's the idea, I'm more than happy to put it on her tab. So, Zazz, I do need a roll from you in prep. You are going to try to put together a probe droid. Now, this is not a difficult thing for you. You could put together a probe droid, no problem. But I'm going to let you do this. This will be your sort of... This is a combination of both droid repair and custom weapon builds repairs, because you are trying to use rockets like a weirdo. So, you can just roll, because you have the same stat for those. So you can, I think we'll say it's droid repair for it, as you're sort of trying to put a few together. So you can roll that, but I need you to tell me what you're trying to do. Because if you're simply trying to, like, make a working probe, you are virtually guaranteed to be able to do that. This is if you're trying to do some other shenanigans.
Other shenanigans.
Or, given the present company tonight, some shenanigans.
Yeah. Always shenanigans. Probably if we can we upgrade the sensors or have any other kind of defense mechanisms or...
Upgrading sensors would be make a luck roll. Let's see if you have parts for that. It's less about sort of that and more about just what you've got on hand. I don't think you need a huge
17.
Yeah,
hard success.
Hard success. You've got you're like, oh yeah, well I could plug in some. So you get some pretty good cameras and various sensor packages and things out of some droids that and Torg rips it apart for you. And you plug that in. Defensive stuff. I mean, are you wanting it to you could put a laser thing. If you're trying to have this be able to explode as if it is a rocket itself.
More of a baby Imperial Pro droid that has a self-destruct and has a blaster.
Perfect. To do all of those things, go ahead and make your roll. You will need... I'm actually going to do this as a prorated thing. You are... Unless you somehow roll a fumble, you're going to build the probe droid. But... depending on the degree of success, you can have some of the additional things as well. So go ahead and make your roll. You get 2 bonuses already.
Okay. If I re-roll, do I get to keep?
All the bonuses, yeah.
So
You re-roll them all.
But then does it I rolled a 23?
Oh,
and if I re-roll, and if
you
it's
could
all...
still choose the 23, yes.
Okay. I'll re-roll. Oh, that's a D20. I'm an idiot.
There you go. It happens. Guys, it
All
happens.
right, a 1.
You just rolled a 1?
Yeah.
All right, so Zazz basically... I also like the idea of Zazz, looking around, and you're, putting stuff together, and then you, glance over, and you're like... I'll just use this, and you basically just take an Imperial probe droid and just really kick it up.
Through the process of making it, I'm going to say I need parts from that. swoop bike.
Okay. Torg goes, Uti ni, and starts. And Shay, you do notice that Torg is walking to your swoop bike.
What are you doing?
Utini.
Hey, Jala, what's your droid doing?
We need parts.
Not for my bike. I would much rather saw off my own left foot than give you parts for my bike.
I'll just look over at Bug and I see what you mean. And then I'll finish building it together.
Oh dear. So, with that, you guys have a bike. Or have not a bike,
probe.
have a probe. Sorry. Well, you accidentally just build her probe droid.
We have a bomb that can also probe.
There you go.
That's really what we have.
Don't get me started. So, it is 9 o'clock, but I think we can go to Obscura if you really are just probing once again. So, as you guys head there, you get into the good old. The good old Outrider. You fly off into the sky. Hyperspace for Shay and Zazz. It's the first time you've been in it since this change. It is eerie for the light to not be blue any longer. It is now just kind of dull gray. And as they did a few weeks ago, we sort of described it, but you emerge from hyperspace, heading toward a planet that this does seem like a remarkably empty system. And Zazz, as you sort of glance at, and I guess Shay, you'd probably notice as well, like as you guys glance at like the sensors, there's no exhaust, there's no sort of like, you know, like space fuel, you know, exhaust vapors. That this is a dead zone. This is like a very empty area. You do head to this planet. It is M class, sort of like Tatooine size. It does have this strange sort of gray kind of mist over the whole thing with a few little points where you can see like black mountains sticking out of the top. You guys get into orbit over the planet. Lebo will inform you. Everything does look empty. We have not been followed, and no other ships are in range. Good. All right, well, Zazz, whenever you're ready.
All right, let's send her down.
All right, so Zazz, if you would please, you can roll your I'm basically gonna let you roll your your weapon system or your droid power system adaptation. Let's have you roll that for your sort of doing of this, because you also have. Actually, you know what? Let's not even be weird. Just do fine motor skills. You're already preposterous at that anyway, and you get a bonus on it all. Yeah.
Okie dokie.
Fine motor skills. It's fine.
3. I think that's a vital.
Yep, that's vital. Yep, it's vital. So Zazz just kind of as smooth as just. I guess I should do it like this. This kind of just little probe flies down. So smooth. Enters the misty stuff, and sure enough, on the sort of vid screen. Or was it a holo or was it a video? Do you guys remember?
It's a video.
I think it was just like a flat video.
It was like a feed, yeah.
With scan lines, because they thought the future would still have interlacing. So as you're sort of doing it, you just basically see this huge gray plane ahead. Dash said, so the thing we didn't get a chance to do last time was take an actual sample of that mist to see if it's going to be like poisonous to us or anything.
Okay.
So with a vital, guess what? You do that without crashing. Congratulations.
Let's go
I guess while you're down there, anything else you want to,
Scan for life.
Okay, cool. Make a use computers roll on that.
91.
A 91, there is whatever this mist is, it is really giving you interference going through it. However, that's a 91 actually. A 91 you just can't tell. There's too much interference. That's a failure for you, sorry. Yes.
Yeah.
Dash is like,
And then,
go ahead, Zazz.
what about like other like tech signatures?
Go for tech signatures. That you could, so give me another use computers as you use the scanners on that.
A 92, but I'll re-roll this one.
Okay.
43. So
43. Regular
success.
Yeah, you scan. You are definitely clearly being inhibited by that mist. You can, at close range, you can do a bit of like echolocation through it and have a sense of, like, you think that where you are, the mist goes down about 2 meters. So like it's like, you know, like 6-7 feet of mist, so you'd be like walking fully in it on a solid ground. But you can't tell more than maybe like 100 meters from any spot, you know, like how deep it goes. As far as tech, a general scan of the area, and you kind of, you know, you probably circle a few times with your probe. You're not picking up any technology, but you do think that if it is below the mist, you would not be picking it up. All that being said, what you're not sensing there's no antenna that you're sensing. There's no like transmission relay stations above it. So you suspect it is limited to no tech. Yeah.
There's nothing here.
I mean, there may not be any. There's definitely organics down there. We saw something attack and destroy the last probe.
Unless it was like rock shifting or something, but
We did a life form scan and it.
Could have sworn I saw skulls the last time I looked.
Oh yeah,
Skulls?
I'm not sure he saw skulls. He kind of like he'll say roll that footage there back, and Zazz, if you sort of just play back a little bit, like, oh actually no, because of what he'll tell you, Zazz, take the probe to these coordinates. They're gonna try to send you roughly to where they scanned last time. So
okay.
Give me another fine motor skills.
15.
15. That's
so hard or extreme.
Extreme still. Jeez. So yeah, with your extreme success, you head back to where they are. The mist level here, your relative to the mist, you haven't changed elevation at all, but this seems to be that you are like almost like totally ground level, and as you're flying there, the mist is even like momentarily kicked up by the thrusters, and you can see the sort of like dark, pockmarked ground below, stony ground with many holes in it. Everybody go ahead and make another look roll, and Zex, please fumble again. That would be amazing.
I'll do my best.
Thank you.
Is it 2 luck to, or 2 force points to lower the die?
It is 2 to lower the die, correct.
Let's do that.
Yeah, it's
I need new dice. Totally failed.
What'd you roll?
70.
Fair.
My look is 50.
Yeah.
I'm basically looking at a wall.
You're like, I don't see anything. I see gray.
I don't know what's going on. I just...
And
Zazz,
the D8 becomes the
D8 becomes the tens column, and so an 8 is a 0.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
I gotcha. All right.
I did the opposite of fumble.
What'd you roll?
I got a 5.
5. Okay. A 5?
5.
What is your look score?
It is 60.
Perfect. Okay, great. Zazz, did you roll a look? You don't have to.
I got a 58, so that's a fail.
You're too busy controlling to be looking. Bug?
I'm gonna spend a force point to reroll and another one to have a bonus.
Okay.
Okay, that's much.
What about Torg?
Torg, all Torg's looking at are his own muscles.
That's a 7, so that's an extreme.
Extreme. So Zex and Bug both sort of see, and I'll actually say that Zex, with that extreme, you like. Bug, you see no skulls. What you see is like a kind of like an impact cratered surface. Zex, you see similar to the point that, but you see it so acutely. You're like, I thought it was skulls. Like, look at how, like, if you were looking there, like, momentarily, like, you'd think those were eye holes and that was, like, teeth or, you know. But you can tell it is just a natural surface. Yeah.
I just got spooked. My bad. False alarm.
Well, in that case, I guess if there's no life forms that you're detecting, Zazz, there's no technology, maybe there's ruins of some kind, but I mean, as long as the air is something that's not going to corrode us immediately, it seems safe to go down and explore. We'll have to analyze whatever samples you take of the atmosphere, I guess.
Do we have to bring it back to analyze it?
To analyze it, you probably would bring it back to do that in person. I mean, you could to remote analyze it would probably be hard. You'd want to, like, you know, do that here. I'm gonna roll. Gonna roll real quick, guys.
Can I do one more life form here?
Yeah, it's a new place. Do a life form reading. I'm gonna give you it's a use computer. Go ahead.
Okay. A 7.
With a 7, you do some
extreme
life form scans. You are not too far from a couple of places where there's some like rocky hills or outcroppings that slightly stick up above the mist. That's kind of, I think, why they chose this as their initial sort of probe point. You begin to sense some minimal, like microscopic or like small plant life on that. So you do this. You suddenly there is life. Nothing too sort of major though from the base scan you did there. Until as you're scanning, you suddenly get a major hit of a much sort of more intense life form, and the probe. You see the image like shake pretty considerably. Now this probe is not downed; it is up and fighting. But something like the probe is shaking from behind, and you're getting a ping of like life. You know, like a much more advanced form of life is nearby.
I think you guys were right.
Yeah, it's like last time. Well, your probe is holding.
It's kind of like
we should probably get it out of there.
As something's like pounding on the probe.
Can I like pull it out and try to spin it around to see?
Yes. However, go ahead and do your fine motor skills, but you do not or you'll have to spend power to force points. You have one penalty on this, so it's a flat roll.
Flat roll. We'll spend one.
Spend one, cancel it out. Like it. All right. So yeah, go ahead and.
Only got one left.
You're sort of like trying to pull a thing back. Yeah.
At 29, so hard success.
All right. A hard success. You do get the vessel up, but as you're trying to are you trying to spin around at the thing, or are you trying to get it away from it?
Away, and I want to take a picture of or see what it is.
I will say that so I'm going to say you got a hard. I rolled an extreme.
Oh.
So because these space dice I have are really doing me well right today. So as you but I'm not going to actually count this as a loss. This will sort of be more of like a partial thing. As you're like trying to hit it, like you're being smacked by something. You are able to get it off the ground. One of like the stabilizer thrusters is out, but you can still, you know, with your hard success, you're still doing it. But by the time you're turning around, all you see is a sort of like rough shadow that you guys can analyze from the recording later. But like there's like a shadow of something, maybe bipedal, maybe 2 meters in size. You can't tell. There's some like maybe there's fur, maybe it's just, you're not sure. But like you see something on the edge of frame that then disappears, and the sort of mists all part for a second, and you see a larger like hole in the rock. So something has like gone through. Something has
like a tunnel
of some kind, or like a sinkhole or something has just dropped into that, and you do not have a sense of it, and the mist begins to just cover that over again. So you didn't see what hit you, but you have gotten. You've raised 3 or 4 meters off the ground, so it's not there anymore.
Should I chase it?
No, I think we need to.
We need that
I think
sample.
we need to get those samples so we can see if we can land or not.
All right. Can I fire a couple pot shots at the the cavern just out of spite?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a very Jawa thing to do.
And curse in Jawa.
And from behind you, Torg is like, Utini.
Where were you on this?
Utini just points to like the other side of the cabin.
You're supposed to help.
Utini tries to take the controls from you.
No. Maybe we could just send Torg down.
Oh, we could do that.
Utini. Torg shows off his muscles for you, Shay.
Thank you, Torg. Thank you.
I think he likes you.
He does realize that he's a droid, right?
Utini.
Is he drawn? Like, is he drawing muscles on now?
The biceps?
He starts just wiping some grease paint off. Utini.
Ever since he found that tank top.
Lebo says, "Stop tormenting the labor droid."
It was just a genuine question. I didn't know if it was a modification or not.
Lebo just kind of turns around with this totally, blank droid face. Just don't push this. Just stop tormenting the labor droid.
He hasn't been a labor droid for a long time.
Zazz, you are able to get the probe out of atmosphere if that is your thing. No rolls required.
Yep.
As it heads back to the orbiting. Yeah. High LGI budget this week, guys. As the probe goes in, is returned. It is now in the cargo hold. It's having like a quick decontamination. If you guys go into it, you notice there are various dents on one side of it where the thruster has been actually broken and kind of like dangling out to hang on by some cables. You can.
Can I stabilize it so it doesn't blow up on us? Yeah,
for sure. Oh right, it's a rocket. Yeah, quick, make a droid repair roll. Good point. He has a 99 and has 2 bonuses on this, so I think you guys will be okay. But if he somehow rolls double, if he rolls zeros on everything, it will be a fumble and the ship will explode. And that'll be really good.
A 7.
A 7. Yeah, you're able to very quickly, kind of just cut that power. You can also reach into it and grab like the canister that contains the environmental sample. There's a thick gas in it. I almost described a color and that I was like, just kidding.
We don't have those.
So yeah, thick, but it is opaque. Like, I mean, you can like on the edges of it, if you shake it, maybe you can see something here. But, yeah.
Is it like? But what kind of gray? Is it like more ashen? Is it more of a?
It's.
Is that how deep we're getting?
Are you asking about value?
Yeah, sure.
38.
38.
So.
Who needs colors? We can just get really in depth on the different types of gray.
Yeah, just
learn grayscale.
So you have the sample, but there is another thing I think that I would imagine that it's something maybe you would want to do. Probably would be, yeah, Zazz, it would be you. You can repair this thing, no problem. Is there anything else you want to do with the probe? I don't want to be too leading, but it's a thing I assume we can do.
Like we'll download all the data, and then can I send it back to like patrol?
You can do that. Actually, I think Dash will probably. Dash will
Unless
say.
somebody else has any ideas.
Dash will be like.
Wait, what if you put shields on it?
Oh.
Shield
Zazz,
generators.
I think you should follow your heart on this one. I think.
Yeah, but Zazz, why don't we I don't know if this is your area of expertise. Dash is like looking real close at all the dents along it. What do you think made these?
Can I assess that?
You can.
All right.
That's I was just basically, do you want to investigate what might have happened to the thing? I would say for this, I want you to make a calculate roll. If anybody else wants to investigate, they could also ask about how they'd want to do that. Calculate.
I'd like to investigate.
Okay, yeah. Calculate could work. I guess repair general could also work. Zazz, you have the same for both of those.
I'll give it a try.
Okay. Yeah, everyone can kind of just look around and get a glance on it.
I had a success.
Great.
We're rolling for calculate?
Yeah.
I have a hard success.
Hard success.
Nice.
Great.
I also have a hard success.
Hard success. Shay, regular success. Zazz.
I have a regular success.
Zazz
on
and
repair.
Shay, the main thing the two of you note in your analysis of these impact points is, you might have in like an idle sort of, like thought or sort of like consideration. You might have been like, is there is it claws? You might be just like looking for stuff. You're not seeing things like claw marks. The damage seems very regular. And in a couple of spots, Zex and Bug are looking more carefully, and they are actually seeing kind of some puncture-like indentations. Nothing pierced the hull, but both of you think that a this would have been like a Gadurfi stick, or an electro prod or something. And in fact, Zex and Bug, you even notice on a few spots, this could have come from something else, but like in a couple of places where it hit harder, you notice a little bit of carbon scoring. So it is possible that a powered device was striking this.
This implies there's some intelligent life.
But it does imply this was a weapon as opposed to a beast.
A beast.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So judging by the markings on this probe, it seems like we might have some adversaries or some allies down there, depending on how friendly we are.
Yeah,
Don't seem like allies to me.
Well, I suppose that if a probe shows up right after all the color disappears, they might be like, I don't know about this, guys.
Yeah.
And then if it comes back after a day, after they took one out.
What about the image that we grabbed?
Yeah, you can bring that up, and you can sort of show that sort of thing. You have like two frames of a shadow, but knowing what you know, it does appear to be a bipedal form of some kind.
The real cryptid stuff going on.
It's a real cryptid.
Star Wars cryptids.
Yeah. Is it a space Sasquatch?
We have now turned into like the money pit. This is now a money pit show. We're just gonna just get glimpses of stuff. We're never gonna find an answer. We're gonna do this for 65 seasons. We could nuke it from orbit. That is,
I like that.
One way to be sure.
It's very imperial of you, Bug.
Yeah. I would say
I'm just sort of speaking to Zazz's heart, but I don't really think we should do that. No.
I mean, I could send this thing back down.
Did you bring a nuke with you, Zazz? That's a question.
I mean, I feel like there's money to be made.
Torg pats his abs. Utini.
We could send him down. Maybe he can talk to the creature.
Yeah, because he's the glib one here.
Utini.
What if he doesn't understand?
Can he speak at all? Or does he just say that?
Utini.
Yeah, he says a lot with that.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. I thought you guys were just pretending.
No, it's a phrase in Jawa that is it's all about the inflection to convey the meaning. It can mean a lot of things.
Well, in any case, knowing there's something down there, I think maybe we should head back and maybe we'll analyze this sample.
Do you want me to send this thing down on patrol mode?
With us gone?
I feel like we should keep it with us.
I'd rather be able to scan again next time we come. Although you think if you can whip up another one, I suppose we could leave it. I just think the likelihood that something happens to it without you with the controls is well, unless it's high. Unless it stays high.
Right, but it's just going to be in the mist, right? It's not going to see anything.
Yeah.
All right, well, I don't have any more of those parts. But...
Did we download the data from the probe?
You've got the data from the probe.
Okay,
you have the sample, yeah. So you got plenty to analyze at this. But at this point, it sounds like Dash will sort of...
I have a question.
Yeah?
So as we're flying back, is there any point in time in the interim where I can sneakily download the information from the probe for myself?
I love this plan.
Ooh.
Zex, I love this as a final moment here. First of all, under your physical talents, roll a sneak.
Goddamn Imperial.
I mean, I gotta do the Imperial.
This
Listen, you
deal
guys snuck off. I can
keeps
do
getting
sneaky
worse.
stuff
Hopefully.
too.
We brought you
Hopefully it
candy.
doesn't hit the self-destruct. Blow us all up.
The sneak, I got a 16, which is
And thus ended Mystic Starport.
hard
Right?
success.
All dead.
Hard success. Very interesting. I'm just checking all of your friends, various... no for Beth.
Mm-mm.
Hard success, you say?
16, yes.
So, Buck,
Yes.
as you guys are heading back to hyperspace, everybody's sitting in various places. They've sort of made stuff for instance. But you hear a sound from the cargo hold. Nobody else notices, but you do with your score. You hear a sound in the cargo hold.
I'll go investigate.
Zex, I need you to make a use computer. What this is really about is the speed with which you're attempting to do this.
12.
A 12 is an extreme
success.
So,
I need your dice.
Yeah,
Bug.
Color codes.
And then Zex, give me one more sneak to get out of there.
40.
40. All right, so Bug, you walk into the thing. You do hear a couple of footsteps, like on the other side of the hold, but like when you come around the side, there's no one there. But you did hear someone in here.
I'm just gonna walk back and take like a quick, just look through the like standing in the same doorway, just kind of looking into the cockpit. I don't remember how the ship's laid out, and just do like a little visual head count.
Yeah, you looked
Who I
at
see
the.
and
I mean,
don't
you looked
see.
at the cockpit. You looked at the lounge. Everyone's there. Just in and we'll say in typical murder mystery fashion, everyone's in like a just like slightly separate, isolated location, all paying attention either to, like Zazz is like looking at data, Shay's maybe looking at the sample at its glass canister. Everyone's like, no one's paying attention to each other conveniently.
Just chilling on my data pad. What?
Probably nothing.
Perfect. And with that,
Time to text the Merces.
No.
the Outrider disappears. Although, we will end with one other scene. As a gentleman is sort of like standing in Mystic Starport, kind of talking on a comm. Most people here seem to think that it's some kind of rebel or imperial plot. I did speak with one individual. I think he might be connected to some of the others who Master Revan encountered when he came here. He does suspect it might have something to do with the Force. In any case, it is a very interesting place. I might stick around if you don't mind. A voice kind of comes over it. Mind we do not. But remember, recognizable to some, you would be. Indeed. I'll try to keep my hood up. And with that, a figure disappears into a crowd.
Which creature was that talking
No.
back?
Don't worry about it.
Don't appreciate.
I guess we can't tell what color they are anymore.
It's a cliffhanger. You never know.
No idea.
Might have been Yaddle, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A real
Yaddle
love.
fought a good fight, okay?
How much?
Well, no. What we know is that Yaddle doesn't talk like that, and Yoda's just a weirdo. So
Yeah.
Oh.
But
I think
but-
they said it was his master or something like that.
Do
Still no explanation.
Quag and Yoda look the same now with no color?
did they not look the same before?
Wasn't one a different color? I thought.
Yeah, one had skin tone or something like that.
I thought Quag was a different
I
color.
thought they were always
Yoda.
green.
No, they were.
They
They
were
were.
green.
Was he?
Quag.
Yeah.
Quag is green. Quag has a different like wrinkle system, you know.
Hmm.
But yeah,
For some reason, I thought
she does have hair.
Ah,
Well,
Which is now gray.
which is
All stress, you know. There's nothing to do with the color change.
actually
It's
it
all
might just be
stress.
white. It might be white. Yeah. Anyway, but everybody, thank you so much for watching. This is always what a weird game this is. We will be back with this in 2 weeks to see what happens with will our group go see Tavil's Lelum in the corporate sector? God, I hope they do, because remember, Tavil's Lelum exists because Tavil's Lelum exists because of a fumble. So what horror will I?
So we
wreak upon
have
the
to.
World?
Oh yeah.
Tavil's Lelum.
We're just not going to tell Lauren that, and we're 100%.
Maybe the
gonna go.
Merciless comes back. Who knows? You know?
We just know that
Shay's
there's
like,
a connection.
great friend, best friend, total drop-in person. Let's just go. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Um,
No. She's gonna be like married to the merciless.
Wow.
the merciless. Oh my god.
I'm calling the Merciless guys.
Oh yeah, Zex is the two things Zex will be doing immediately is sending probe data to Imperial Command and calling the merciless. Just instant trouble. So we will see you in 2 weeks for that. Next week on Sunday, we'll be back with a Here Be Dragons. The dragons, they did a travel episode last week, which was kind of fun. But I think next week they avoided a bunch of combat, so well done on that too. Yeah. So this coming week they're going to maybe enact a plan once they recover their belongings that might have some big ramifications within their world. We sadly do not have a third time's the charm tomorrow, just because it's the day before a holiday, etc. So missing a lot of players, tired, etc. Just so none of that, but we will be back a week from Monday with more third time's the charm, and then on Wednesday of this coming week, which I actually need to tell all the players about. Lauren knows, so that's the idea. But we have a Formation Nation issue number 3 in our superhero games of Top Flight spinoff. So that'll be on Wednesday. So come and enjoy that, everybody, and then on Friday. This past Friday, something minorly important happened in Blood from a Stone. I feel like I always say that, but this time it's a little bit true. A rather important character entered the narrative, and we're very excited to see what he does once he makes it to the world with good old Everett, from wherever the hell he was. So yeah, join us for that as a rather iconic figure joins the Blood from a Stone verse this coming Friday.
all deer.
What's that?
Haldir.
It is Haldir. Welcome, Haldir. No, it is a certain count.
Oh.
Just a certain.
Dooku? Oh wait, no. Wrong.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So, and he had a little conversation with a doll that was overheard after the orgy. It's not a joke. Somebody literally said. I think in chat, I saw the chat later. I think Sophia was like my Pride bingo card didn't have Everett and Count Dracula hooking up in the middle of this, but that is what happened in that episode. So point being, check that one out as well this coming Friday. Gonna be some big shakes. So we'll see you for all these other games. Go to our Discord to discuss things. Go to our YouTube to watch old episodes. Go to our wiki that Sophia has set up to learn about these games and get stuff straight in there. We also have wonderful players who do cool stuff. If anybody would like to plug their own socials or talk about their own projects, now is the time to do so.
Just living life.
Well, for Beth, you can see her Instagram handle, and she's about to go to various conventions.
Yeah.
So you should follow her to see whatever cosplays she gets up to. They're always great.
Is that how it's? I thought it was cosplay. Is that how it's pronounced?
Oh Lord.
Wow. This whole time.
That's like a soda pop kind of situation. I guess I'll do. I have a Manzukis and then another. So my Manzukis for this week is actually the most important thing, which is Platonic on Apple TV Plus. It's a very fine show. It's fun. But most importantly, my best friend Rachel is in a guest star in the 8th episode. So if you do nothing else, just watch the 8th episode. She's very funny in it. It's very enjoyable. She plays Jenna. So that's my thing of just like, this is what I've been watching this week.
I just watched that. I'm trying to figure out what character.
She's the one that's trying to match his beer.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, that's my friend Rachel.
Very cool.
But I guess as for the other thing that I think I've just decided, since it's a weird holiday thing tomorrow, pseudo, and a lot of people have it off. I read an Animorph book this morning. I'm gonna read another one tomorrow.
Double feature Animorphs.
Yeah,
Animorphs.
so
Gosh.
I'll be reading book 14, The Unknown. I'll probably start around 10 a.m. tomorrow on my channel, which is Pierce Likes Things. If anyone wants to tune in and hear me poorly narrate things, and try not to cry a lot. That seems to be what it is.
I didn't know Animorphs had that kind of like trauma in it.
Consistently and constantly.
Oh man.
It is all existential crisis. And after existential crisis, and like in one of the previous books, one character basically talked about how like it bothers her how easy the lies come out of her mouth to her parents now, and she hopes someday that she can stop telling lies to her parents.
Yeah.
So it's stuff like that just constantly happen. And like turning into animals, fighting aliens, freeing people from slavery.
I haven't read those books in almost over a decade, I think, at this point.
Oh, probably longer. I mean, they're very much they were written to be contemporary, so they are very 1997 about a lot of things. And so far, I've only had a few moments where I was
97, y'all.
Where I went, "Ooh, okay." There was just like one or two moments so far where I've been like, "Okay, we'll give them that."
Oh Lord.
But yeah, so I'll be doing that tomorrow. If you guys want to hear me read a book for about 3 hours.
If you how many Animorph books are there?
54.
Yeah, so you can almost do this for just like 2 straight months, one a day.
Yeah. Well, that's also not including the 4 Megamorph books and the 4 like chronicles, which like flesh out the history of the universe, because one of them starts at the beginning of time. Because there's
way more
powerful...
extensive than I remember it being.
They seems to go a lot of stuff. Fair enough. Sorry, for some reason my audio is super distorted of all your voices and the music, but chat is saying they don't think it is, so I think we're okay. Don't know why that's been happening. This fancy new computer does some things weird sometimes. Well, with those plugs, Manzukai Sai.
Yeah. Platonic episode 8. That's the more important thing than the child warfare.
I enjoyed that episode. I watched that show. Yeah. Very good. Glad this is a headphone problem then, not a computer output problem. All good. Well, thank you guys so much for playing and for watching. This was a super fun one. We love these Mystic Starports even without the color, and I think this has given this an unexpected like overarching plot that I was intending for this game not to have, but And what's up with why was this guy Ben here watching? What was that about? That was weird.
Yeah, what was he doing here?
My only question is, what version of Ben are we talking about? Are we talking Ewan McGregor version?
It sounded Ewan-y to me.
It sounded Ewan-y. That might be breaking an internal rule I already had, but I also think in the gray side all things are possible. So I guess Quag could bring you as any age. Luke is like, for many of them it's like moment of death. But
although like right, like I imagine if Anakin is there, it is because like it's like their true form, right? Because Anakin doesn't exist as the old man anymore in the Force; he exists as the young guy, right?
It's probably just I should have been I should have just been doing the Anakinness the whole time, but it's fine. Perhaps Obi-Wan got aged down. It's okay. Maybe Quag's just more into that vibe. Quag was always a bigger fan of the prequel, so yeah. All right, well, everybody, thank you so much. Quag's a young millennial, so yeah. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. This was super fun. We will see you next time. Until then, the Force will be with you always.
Osta mefta cinco basta. Osta mefta juvrek. Rishi labir proof snores la jelkor. Rishi labir usa snor vrek.
Yeah.